Well, here we start a Saturday before Labor Day, and I was going to go down to Los Gringos, the local U-Pull-It auto parts place, junkyard, and see if I might be able to find some needed items. And then I got to thinking, no, I better delay my gratification on auto parts and focus on a couple of other things instead, and stay on track with my projects. Because later on today, I'm gonna do something else. And if I go down there, I'm just gonna spend money. I'll get what I want, you know, but I don't need it right now. So instead, I'm gonna delay my gratification, and I'm gonna focus on this instead. I'm gonna commence the rebuilding or disassembling this engine in preparation for rebuilding, and get it ready to go into the Jeep Commander. And that way I'll have a vehicle that I can sell. It looks like crap right now because it's just so dirty. But oh, he wants to play. He wants to play so bad. But that way I can build up my assets a little bit, which I really need to do. So we'll commence the tearing down, and then later today we'll go have some fun. Yeah, he's wanting to play. Just watch him. Watch him. Oh. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? It's a water bottle he's punctured. It's leaking like crazy. Come on, bring it here. Bring it here. Show him what a good boy you are. Bring it here. Yeah, let me have it. Let me have it. Here we go. Hey, easy, easy. This is the firing order. So I'm going to mark the pistons accordingly so I'll know where they need to go back to. I'm going to tell you what, these millipedes are out of control today. It must be the recent rains brought them out of the ground. They're hunting for dry ground now. Yeah, the dry ground in the house. Son of a gun. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. No, I removed this one, number 1. So we'll take the first piston. We'll mark it number 1 with my Sharpie. And I know where it needs to go. And we'll do that for all the rest of the pistons as we clean them. And they will need some cleaning. This is one gunky, grimy engine. Show you this. A crescent wrench adjusted to the size of your crankshaft is a good way to turn your engine. You just put it in there in such a way that it goes against the Woodruff key, and the engine turns easily. You want to move these. Well, that's stiff where it gets into some rust on some cylinders. You want to move it where you can get to the rod bolts, rod nuts, rod bolts in this case. Anyway, remove all the pistons and we'll take them out for cleaning. There's no need to show you removing pistons again. Well, I'll show you one because you didn't get to see me remove that one. So here we go. I'm just going to loosen these bolts and we'll be back with the hammering process. Okay, I've loosened the bolts that go to this piston. Remove them. Set them aside to my cleaning area. Sometimes you can wiggle the crankshaft and it will cap from the rod. Pull the cap off. Inspect the bearing. You want to know what's going on as you go. Place it over to the cleaning area. And now we need to remove this piston. Now, some people say you need to remove this ridge, but I don't feel a ridge on this cylinder. I mean, on this engine. So, and this cylinder's a little rusty, so it's gonna fight me a little bit. I don't want to hit directly on it with anything hard. But I have this aluminum shaft, and I can place it right here and tap on that. Okay, I drove the piston out. Boy, howdy, these rings are stuck like Chuck. It's going to probably require some soaking in something to get that to break loose. Get your cap. And here's why you want to use something soft if you're going to be tapping, because these are made in such a way that when they build them, they crack them apart, and you don't want to damage the surface, and because they'll never fit together again. If you do, they'll never fit flat again if you damage. See, because here's what happens if you put it back together wrong. It just doesn't line up. Nothing is level. So they have to fit together in the cracks. That's all there is to it. So put your cap back on with the nuts, so you'll know where everything is. Alright, and I'll continue to do the rest. We'll be back with you later. I've got all the pistons out. One of them gave me a little trouble. The bolt head stripped off. Ruined a couple of sockets. I mean, just ruined them. I even went and bought a new socket, and that didn't work. So how did I get it out? Well, I'm not going to fool around. I get stuff taken apart quick. I use this rotary bit. I just jammed it right on the end of that bolt, and when I got done, there was no head left. No head. It just slides right out. And I run my fingernail across these journals, and they really feel good. I don't feel any marks on it at all. And man, this crankshaft just turns so free. I don't know if I feel any end play or not. Let's see. I don't have a what do you call it, micrometer. I should have, but I don't. Alright, I pushed it forward. Let's see if we can feel any movement back. Man, I see nothing. I see nothing. I'm going to trust it. I'm not taking this stud girdle bed pan off. I'm not going to take it off. Bed plate. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to clean this engine out. Yes, I do have to take this apart. I forgot. This is an 03 engine, and it needs to go into an 2010 vehicle. So I'm going to have to take the crank out in order to change this ring. Fortunately, in that box is a crankshaft from a 2010 V6. So I can take the ring off of that and put it on that crankshaft. And why am I doing that? Because some months ago I messed up and ruined this hole. So that crankshaft is good with the exception of that hole. So I'll take the ring off that other crank, take this crank out, remove the ring, replace it with the other one, and this crank will be good to go. And it'll give me a chance to clean all those metal shavings out from doing that filing, that rotary filing. No, we'll get back on this later. I've got to go meet a friend for lunch, and then after that I have another entertaining bit of the day. So let's go to lunch. Well, got all cleaned up on my way to lunch. Look at all them bugs on the windshield. That happens when you drive at night. But on the way home last night. Anyway, it's a pretty day today, kind of. It's cloudy, it's rain. It seems like all the vegetation is perked up. It helped it. But I'm beginning to see a little color in the trees, so it won't be long. I'll be covered up in leaves at the house. I really dread it. But going to lunch now with a good old friend. And later on there'll be even more excitement. Yeah, we're going to the movies. We're gonna go to the movies, me and this little fellow. We're gonna go see some Angry Birds. This is my fun time this afternoon. Had a good lunch with my buddy Lynn, and we talked a little while and visited, reminisced about old times, talked about today's troubles. He's doing well, I'm doing well. But today, me and the grandson Noah are gonna go see Angry Birds. Angry Birds will be his first movie theater experience. Yep, sure will be.
Yeah.
Been a long day. The little fellow is asleep. I got to visit with my daughter and my son-in-law, and I'm on the way back home now. Come daylight, we'll start working on the engine again. Good night. Well, hey, how y'all doing today? The sun has risen, and I came out here and removed all the bolts from this bed plate. As you see, it's bolted on the outside, and the main bearing caps are made onto it, so it makes for a nice rigid bottom end for the engine. So we're going to tap this off of here. You can tap in an area like this or this and just knock it right up. So this is what I'm going to do now. Find my little tapper. Alright, get my tapper. And I'm just going to tap on it. It should come loose. Got the bed plate off now. And also removed the oil pump, which is laying here. The timing chain guide thingamajigger. And now the crankshaft is ready to be pulled out. That also is a two-handed job. I've already got this half of the main bearings out. They're laying over here getting ready to be cleaned up and inspected. So look at that sludge. Wow. Right next to the main bearing, the main rear main seal. I mean, a big round caked up bunch of sludge. This engine suffered from rocker arms that had came off the valves. I'd imagine it's due to improper maintenance. A lot of sludge and grime built up inside the engine, and that's going to cause them to fail. So I'm going to pull the crankshaft out now. Oh, a wasp tried to get me. I don't know if you heard that buzz or not. And I'll get back with you. Well, what a day! What a day it was! What a weekend! Just had to go. Started working on the engine. Went to lunch with an old friend. Picked up my grandson and saw a movie, and then got back home the next day and started working on the engine again. And I know the video seemed to end rather abruptly, but I had an interruption. I did get some of the engine cleaned up a little bit, and tidied up the area. But the interruption was, I discovered a baby kitten. Our mama cat had given birth and abandoned her baby. So I had to take care of that little thing for a little while, get it stabilized. It appeared it hadn't eaten in quite a while. It was dirty, greasy, dusty, covered half in spider webs. It was a mess. So yeah, I got distracted and had to cease working on the engine. But it ended where it ended, this video, for now. I'll get back on it soon. We're going to clean it all up and see what we need to do to get it running. We're not going to spend a lot of money on this engine. We're just going to fix what we have to fix and put it back together. No fancy overhaul involved. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please subscribe, click the like button, make comments, share it with your friends. Just use and abuse me any way you see fit. Any activity is good activity. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you later.